Every morning, millions of cat owners unknowingly break a tiny heart. It starts with love, a scratch behind the ear, a whispered goodbye, maybe even a playful wink before you grab your keys. You think you're being kind, gentle, reassuring, but to your cat, that simple act means something else entirely. It means the world is about to change again. Their warmth is leaving, their space, their rhythm, their quiet companionship, gone. And as the door clicks shut, the silence that follows isn't peaceful, it's hollow. Because what feels like just another day to you feels like an eternity to them. Let's uncover what really happens after you leave, and the 7 quiet mistakes that deepen their loneliness without you even realizing it. 1. The goodbye that hurts more than you think. You bend down, look into their eyes, and say softly, "Be good, I'll be back soon." It feels tender, a ritual of love. But for your cat, it's not comfort, it's confirmation. Confirmation that the moment they dread is here again. Cats are masters of association. They learn your patterns with frightening precision. The jingle of keys, the thud of shoes, the shift in your voice before you go. Every cue whispers the same message. They're leaving me again. And when you linger, petting them longer, repeating your goodbye, stretching the moment, you're not soothing them. You're making the anticipation worse. Their heart climbs, their tail flicks, and confusion floods in. The truth? Cats don't understand goodbyes the way humans do. You're not easing their heart, you're amplifying their fear. So, the kindest thing you can do before you leave isn't to say goodbye. It's to stay calm, neutral, and consistent, to show them that your departure isn't a storm, but a breeze. Because love to a cat isn't noise, it's stability. 2. The silent window mistake. You pull the curtains closed. Maybe it's to keep the room cool or for privacy. It feels harmless. But to your cat, that window isn't decoration. It's a lifeline. That view, the flutter of a bird's wing, the sway of branches, the distant movement of life, is their connection to the outside world. It's how they monitor their kingdom, how they feel grounded and safe. When you close that off, you're not protecting them. You're isolating them. Imagine being locked in a quiet room with no sense of time, no movement, no sunlight, just stillness. That's what your cat feels when their world goes dark. Their natural instincts begin to fray. If you want to ease their loneliness, leave one window uncovered, a perch nearby, a glimpse of sky and sound, because what they see keeps them sane. Your cat doesn't need a view of the world for entertainment. They need it to remember they're still part of something alive. 3. The guilt-feeding trap. You scoop an extra handful of food before leaving. At least they'll have something to munch on, you think? But here's the quiet truth. You're not comforting them. You're teaching them that food equals separation. Cats link patterns quickly. When every departure comes with a filled bowl, their brain makes a new connection. Eating means they're leaving me. Some cats will gulp down their food, as if eating faster can stop the inevitable. Others will refuse to touch it until you're home, because food no longer means pleasure. It means absence. If your cat's meals are tied to your departures, you're building anxiety into their hunger. The fix is gentle. Feed them long before you go. Not as a goodbye gift, but as part of calm routine. Then leave quietly. Over time, their body relearns that food means safety, not loneliness. You'll notice the difference. They'll eat slower, rest easier, because their heart and stomach are finally in sync again. 4. The empty house shock. When you step outside, silence takes over. No voices, no footsteps, no familiar hum of life, just still air and ticking clocks. You may think silence is peaceful, but to a cat, silence can feel dangerous. In nature, stillness means one thing: something's wrong. Cats survive through sound, wind rustling through leaves, birds calling, distant motion. Their ears are tuned to life's rhythm. When that rhythm disappears, their instincts tell them to be on alert. So, while you're gone, your cat doesn't relax. They listen. They search for you in the quiet. They wait for the noise that means safe again. You can help them. Leave behind a whisper of comfort, soft music, the sound of nature, or even a recording of your voice reading or humming. Something subtle, something alive. Because silence is not comfort to a cat, it's absence. Let them hear that the world still moves, even when you're not there to fill it. 5. The mistimed play. You toss a toy before you leave. You think a little play will make them happy, but you're not calming them. You're igniting them. Play, to a cat, is hunting. It floods their body with energy, sharpens their focus, raises their heartbeat. And then, just as their instincts peak, you vanish. Imagine running full speed towards someone, only for them to disappear mid-step. The body is still ready. The mind, confused. That's what your cat feels when playtime ends in absence. So, shift your rhythm, play early, at least 15 minutes before you go. Let them chase, leap, hunt, and then rest. Allow the calm to settle back in. Grooming, stretching, yawning. These are the signs of peace returning. When you finally leave, they'll already be winding down, not wound up. Because love isn't about making them excited. It's about helping them feel safe enough to rest. 6. The energy they absorb. Cats are emotional mirrors. They feel you more deeply than you think. When you rush around the house, keys jangling, doors slamming, your voice sharp with hurry, they absorb that energy like static in the air. They don't know what's happening, only that something feels tense, unpredictable, off. This is called anticipatory stress, the body's way of preparing for something uncertain. And your cat, ever observant, reads it in your every movement. That's why the last 5 minutes before you leave matter more than anything. Lower your energy, slow your pace, move with soft intention. Don't speak, don't touch, just be. Let them feel the stillness in you. Because when you're calm, their world is calm. Your absence becomes predictable, not painful. You're teaching them quietly that leaving doesn't mean loss. 7. The 20-second ritual that changes everything. Here's the secret most cat owners never learn. The moment before you leave sets the tone for their entire day. 5 minutes before you go, make the house still. Turn down the noise, avoid sudden movements, breathe. Then, when it's time to step out, don't say a word. No, be good. No, I'll miss you. Just walk out gently, like it's the most natural thing in the world. Cats thrive on pattern. When your departures are calm, consistent, and undramatic, their body learns a new story. They leave, but they always come back. Within days, you'll see it. The pacing stops, the meows fade, the tension in their tail softens. Because now your absence doesn't mean uncertainty, it means peace. You've replaced fear with trust. When you close that door behind you, your cat doesn't understand time. They don't count minutes or hours. They only know presence or the loss of it. And every time you leave, their tiny world shifts. But here's the beauty. You have the power to make that shift gentle. Not with words, but with rhythm. Not with guilt, but with grace. Because cats don't need promises. They need patterns. They don't need dramatic affection. They need quiet consistency. So the next time you leave, remember, the love your cat feels isn't in your goodbye. It's in the calm you leave behind. Let your absence feel safe. Let it feel ordinary. Let it teach them that love doesn't vanish when the door closes. It lingers softly, in the air they breathe. And if you want to keep learning the emotional secrets your cat wishes you knew, the hidden meanings behind their touches, their sounds, their stillness, subscribe, join our family, and share this with someone who loves their cat just as deeply. Because understanding your cat doesn't just change their world, it changes yours too.